In the last video, we looked at a chord progression that was built around 2 chords but used passing chords to add a bit of flavor. In this video, I want to show you how we can do the same thing but just with timing. And we're going to build a full track based around this time too. So I have this little remix that I've just started working on, and it's an a cappella from a popular song, so I'm gonna filter it out a bit to make sure we don't get in any trouble, but hopefully the finished product I may put on Instagram so you can hear that. But we have the a cappella and a drum pattern so far, and it's the perfect tempo and feel for a nice 2 chord progression. So check this out. So as you heard, the chord progression is just 2 chords, at least until we get to the end there. But even those 2 chords sound pretty interesting, right? And for me, that's because of the timing. We're just playing the 4 and 5, but listen to the timing. Let's get a metronome on. Now the click is doing double time, but I'm gonna count half time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a bounce, even without drums, and that comes from the timing. The first chord is only held for 2 beats, 1, 2, and then the second chord is held for the remaining 6 beats, but it is pushed. The chord comes in just before the 3rd beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it comes in just before that 3rd beat, and that gives us a new rhythm, a new bounce, a new shuffle. And you can hear and feel the difference if we were to play it straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just not the same. It's cool, but it's not the same. It just changes the whole feel of the track just from the timing of 2 chords, and we can use that to inform the rest of the song. To be honest, I have the drums here already, so it's kind of the drums informing it, but there's a reason. You've probably heard this on Aaliyah's 1 in a Million, and this is where I'm grabbing my inspiration. And they really emphasize that pushed 2nd chord. You hear it in the drums, like these drums, and you hear it in the vocals also. By the way, the sound I'm using here is the 1980 Rode Studio 54 Soundpaint sample library. If you haven't heard of Soundpaint, it's a really good modular sample engine with built-in effects, an incredible arpeggiator, and time stretching. That's actually free to download and has a bunch of free sample libraries, like this 1928 Steinway piano. But it also has some premium libraries, and they reached out to me to see if I wanted to check any of those out. So this is not a sponsored video, but they did send me these sounds for free, and I will be using them for the rest of the construction. Of course, all of the principles I speak about can be applied to any sound, but you may be in the market for some free sounds and some of these sample libraries that I'm going to showcase in this video, which I think sound very good. So there's an affiliate link down in the description if any of these libraries pique your interest, or you just want to grab some freebies. So let's add some bass to what we have here, and I'm going to use Soundpaint's Moody UDS, which samples the Moog Model D synthesizer. So these are not emulations. These sample libraries I'm using deeply sample the synths. All right, cool. Before we move on, let's talk about that end part there. We have it's basically a 2, 1, 7, 3, which will go into the chorus, which we're going to start on the 6. With the chords, we just play the 2, 1, and 7. 2, 1, 7. And like I said, this is just a vehicle to get us to the next section of the remix, which will start on the 6 for the chorus. We're just kind of building a skeleton here, which we can flesh out later. But let's start with the bass. This bass sound is just too good for such a simple bass line. So let's really try to open it out in the chorus here and really play on the drums. Yeah, that's cold. That's cold. And we could do something similar here with the keys. Perhaps 3 chords this time, but following the same rhythm. So this is a simple 6, 5, 4 movement, but it's all in the voicings, guys. It's all in the voices. We got that top note ringing out throughout the whole of that chord progression, which really glues those chords together, adds that kind of emotional impact that we're looking for in this chorus. Cool, so we have the skeleton for the verse and the chorus, and I've just been here looking through a few of the different synths that I've been sent to see what effects I could find, and I found this noise preset that works beautifully, helping us transition from the verse to the chorus, and I'm going to use it a few times throughout this whole 2-section track we've got going on here. In the beginning of the verse, between the verse and the chorus, and at the end of the chorus perhaps. Another way, however, we can bridge 2 sections is through a motif, a riff that plays through both sections, and I'm thinking an electric guitar riff could work here. Personally, like I said, I'm trying to stay away from loops and things of that nature, but I did download these free guitar licks, and what I like about what I'm seeing here is the amount that's present. All played in the same key and on the same guitar, and presumably by the same person. So if you're clever, you can combine these and create something new. The engine also allows us to sync the tempo with our track whilst independently controlling the pitch. I need to go up about 8 semitones. And I think it still sounds good. Cool, so this is in the ballpark of what I'm talking about in terms of a motif, a simple motif. However, in my head, all I can hear is this. Beautiful vocals, I know. But that second time around, that note needs to lift. So there may be a way to do this in Soundpaint itself. I don't know. I'm not going to spend time to really figure it out right now, but what we can do is we can just bounce this down, or bounce it in place rather, and then jump into flex pitch and just change the note ourselves. Cool, so it doesn't really go with the vocals super well. I mean, I probably wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I'm just kind of showing you what you can do. I think it sounds better without the vocals. And that is to say that I would, if I didn't have a vocal already on there, we'd change the melody to better fit that motif. Cool, so yeah, like I said, we're getting somewhere. Let's add a few more sounds. I keep coming back to the Jupiter 8. I haven't gone through some of the sounds and just checked this out before making this video. It definitely has my favorite presets out of what I've been sent, more aligned to my sound and how I like to produce. So yeah, I'm going to be in here quite a lot, but let's add one more sound, or 1 or 2 more sounds to kind of flesh out the verse and the chorus. So here we're not playing the first chord, we're kind of just coming in on that pushed second chord once again, and it's actually the same chord we used in the verse, but the first chord is different. And let's try to find a sound to accent the transition out of the verse into the chorus. I think it sounds alright still. I think it sounds good. I haven't posted in a long time, so long on Instagram, but I want to finish this track and get it on Instagram. Just comment below if you want to hear the full track at least, so I know if it's worth me even doing. If you want to learn how you can take a 2-chord chord progression and add some passing chords in between, then check out this video on screen right now. I've been Stefan, and as always, happy beat making.